What is up, everyone? Tonight on the show, we will talk about the Cowboys' most indispensable players for the 2022 NFL season. So, keyword indispensable. We're not talking about the best players on the roster necessarily. We're talking about those who are absolutely necessary for the Cowboys to win and be successful throughout this season. So, we've got 5 of them. Spoiler alert, you already saw who number 5 is, but 2 key notes for this show. And before I give you these notes, do me a favor, smash the like button, share the show if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. And remember, every like allows us to put this show in front of more Cowboys fans as we continue to grow the ADC Sports Dallas community. I'm not live right now, but thank you to all who are joining the show. I couldn't leave you without any Cowboys content on this Thursday night, so here we are. So let's dive into these top 5 most indispensable players. Now, the notes that I was mentioning earlier, 2 of them are crucial. Number 1 is that Dak Prescott was not included on this list because I think it would have been boring. It would have been boring for us to talk about indispensable players and end it with Dak Prescott being number 1. He's a quarterback. We know that. So just based on positional value, he would have been number 1, even if he wasn't a top 10 quarterback in the NFL, which I believe that he is. Now, that was the first note. Number 2 is more than anything a honorable mention to DeMarcus Lawrence because he missed the cut. And, it was by a thin margin. So shout out to D-Law. I think that he could be interchangeable with Zack Martin here at number 5 because without any further ado, let's get started with the list. At number 5, I've got Zack Martin. And I know some people will argue that a positional value shouldn't have him in the top 5 of most indispensable players, but he is just that good. He is that talented. He's coming off an all-pro season, so you know that he still got it. And Zack Martin can be one of the best linemen in the entire NFL. I would say that he's the best guard in the league, and as such, I actually have him as a number 1 player on the Cowboys roster. If we're just talking about who is better than the rest of them, I would say that it's Zack Martin. He's still doing it at a, not necessarily an advanced portion of his career, but he's definitely past his rookie years, quote unquote. So Zack Martin had to be on this list more than anything because of what's going around the Cowboys offensive line. You've got question marks on the inside, and you've got question marks at tackle, especially at the right side with Terrence Steele heading into the first season in which he is expected to be a full-time starter. Not to mention that even on the left side of things, you've got Tyron Smith. And Tyron Smith, when healthy, is one of the best in the game. But there are so many question marks on this offensive line, including Tyron Smith's own health. So Zack Martin had to make the cut on this list. Do me a favor, by the way, and in the chat, if you're watching right now, throw in who do you think is number 1 for you? Who is the most indispensable player for the Cowboys, excluding quarterback Dak Prescott? Just 1. Let me know who would be your number 1. And in a few minutes here, you will see who is mine. Number 4, talking about Tyron Smith. I had to put Tyron in there as well. I don't know if he will be able to play 17 games or 16 games this season, but I do know that when healthy, Tyron Smith remains one of the best pass protectors in the NFL, one of the best run blockers as well. And once again, with so many question marks on the Cowboys offensive line, whether or not he's able to remain healthy will make or break the Cowboys offense because, Dallas has some plans at backup tackle. They've got Josh Ball, Matt Waletzko, but many are reporting that if he goes down injured, Tyler Smith will likely move from guard to tackle as the Cowboys plan B for Tyron Smith. And it doesn't matter who takes his place, whether it's the rookie Waletzko, whether it's second-year Josh Ball, or Tyler Smith, the first rounder, I would struggle to believe that it wouldn't be a huge drop-off in left tackle play for the Cowboys. So Tyron Smith makes it at number 4. And even if he plays 13 games, I would call it a good year for Tyron, honestly. Moving on to number 3, and this is the first defensive pick of the list. I've got cornerback Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs is one of the most important players for this Cowboys defense, especially because of the way Dan Quinn has approached the defense since he's taken over as the defensive coordinator. The Cowboys are among the teams that play the most Cover 1, which is a man-to-man coverage scheme. And you need Trevon Diggs to play press. And recently, Pro Football Focus actually had Trevon Diggs pegged as the number 1 cornerback when it came to production from press. That doesn't necessarily mean that Trevon Diggs is the best corner in the league in press man, but that means that he is just that valuable for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Anthony Brown, Jordan Lewis, the other 2 starters for Dallas last season at this same position, had good years, but you still have some, concerns, reasons for concern whether or not they will be able to keep it up and be consistent at it. Trevon Diggs, if Trevon Diggs were to miss time, this secondary would be in trouble. Starting by the fact that they maybe would have to change the coverages up a little bit to hide that weak spot left by Trevon Diggs. At number 2, linebacker, edge rusher, and do it all, Micah Parsons. I had to place him at number 2 because he pretty much impacts 2 positions, which is crazy to say. And it's even crazier that by now we've gotten used to it. So Micah Parsons not only provides a starter level play and, depth as well at one position, but he does it at linebacker and edge rusher. And the Cowboys are thin at both of these positions. Just last night on primetime, we talked about the situation with Dante Fowler, Sam Williams, and Dorrance Armstrong, and how it is a big problem or a big potential problem for the Cowboys if one of these guys doesn't step up. But Micah impacts 2 positions, and as such, he needs to be high on this list. In fact, he's a guy that cannot be replaced because there are no athletes like him in the NFL that do the 2 jobs at such a high level. So Micah Parsons comes in at number 2 for me. And then at number 1, and maybe some people will not like this, but I've got wide receiver CeeDee Lamb at number 1 for the Dallas Cowboys. We talked about the question marks at offensive line, but there are also plenty of them at wide receiver. Michael Gallup will likely not be ready for week 1, and we don't know how much it will take for him to come back. Jalen Tolbert is, at the end of the day, a 3rd-round rookie, and even though we can be high on him, and I am high on him, it's questionable that he will be able to produce at a high level in September. It's just fair to say that. And the other options for the Cowboys are James Washington, who is coming in with a veteran minimum salary contract. There's young ones like Simi Fehoko and TJ Vasher. At the end of the day, the Cowboys offense will need CeeDee Lamb to be lined up to provide some danger at wide receiver. Now, if CeeDee Lamb were to miss time, that could potentially be the biggest of blows for the Cowboys outside of course, quarterback Dak Prescott. I sincerely believe that, and as such, he is number 1 on this list. So let me know in the comments who was your number 1 on the list, and who do you think I missed? Who is a Cowboy player that you would have said, you know what, I would have included, I don't know, Jaron Kears could be an example. DeMarcus Lawrence. Who would you leave out? Let me know in the chat, and I will catch all of your comments later. Apologies for not being live tonight, as we are every Sunday through Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. But I told you about it last night. If you're watching this live, I'm probably at my graduation party by now. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to hit the like button, share the stream, and check out a2csports.com/ Dallas. I will see you on Sunday night. My name is Mauricio Rodriguez. Have a fun weekend.